What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about helmets. We've got the 3 current field helmets that are on the market. Universal sent these over for us to check out. If you find that you want one through the course of this video, follow the links in the description and go check them out. Read a little more about them. I'm sure I'll leave some stuff off. We've got the STX Rival, the Cascade XRS, and the Warrior Burn. All great helmets. What we'll do is like a little compare and contrast, go over some of the features, pros and cons, and then my opinions and little anecdotal evidence on each of them, and hopefully it'll help. All right, let's go. All right, so I have notes because there's no way I can remember all the stuff. Helmet manufacturers love their, I talked about this in another video, love their acronyms and their systems. Everything's got a system. So-and-so protective system. So these things are filled with systems, which, I guess that's good. Protect our heads. What should I think I'll talk about the burn first because I have not had a burn. I have not talked about a burn. I did a rival video. I've done an SRX video. So Warrior Burn, that's where we're going to start. The best thing about the Warrior Burn, maybe not the best thing. One of my favorite things about the Warrior Burn is that it comes in 3 sizes. Small, medium, large. We know, we've seen the trials and tribulations of the large-headed Tohoka. We saw what he had to go through at Albany with the cut, and I believe up until he left Albany, I think he was still using the Franken helmet that was cut apart and expanded for his head because Cascade only comes in 1 size. This comes in 2, small, medium, and large X large. So that's nice. This is really good, small, medium, large. They're $250 for each of them, I believe. So the Warrior Burn is $250. I think the Rival is also $250. Check notes. Yeah, so $249.99, $249.99, and then the Cascade is more than that. It is $300. So if you're looking to save $50, these are great helmets, and all of these are very good helmets. If there was one in this group that was bad, I would leave it out. $250, 3 sizes. Love that. That's huge. The weight for this one, this is the large. It's 2.6 pounds. The small is 2.25 pounds, and the medium, I believe, is 2.4 pounds. So 2.6 pounds is not bad. This is the middle weight of the group. This is the heaviest. We'll talk about that later. So overall, look, awesome. This is an awesome looking helmet, in my opinion. I know people love to hate on other helmets, and that drives me crazy. Because Cascade is so successful, these companies that want to compete, they have to put a lot of effort, a lot of effort, a lot of R&D, a lot of testing into their helmets, and they're trying to make them styling. The Warrior Burn more closely resembles the styling of the Cascade more than the Rival, but it's definitely not a ripoff. I mean, this is just, Cascade sets the bar. And this is a very popular style of helmet. So obviously, new helmet manufacturers are going to, style it like this. STX, I think, was pretty bold in that they went for more rounded look and less of a bike helmet look. Even though it's rounded, it's still a really good looking helmet. This jaw protection here, if you guys have ever been hit in the jaw when you're slack jawed, chances are you got knocked out. I did a lot of martial arts as a kid, all different styles, and I got kicked in the jaw once and just absolutely flipped the switch. I was off. Standing. Just I was not a kid, actually. I had kids of my own. Probably 38. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But this impact, what these do, these jaw pieces that you find on the XRS and the S, but also the Warrior Burn, is just, it dissipates impact to that side of the head because, here, the nerves, when the jaw goes this way, I guess a lot of the jaw stability depends on how you've got your chin strap set, but this is good to dissipate impact, especially over here on the side of the head, which it is usually less padding, it's thinner. So I like these things. I don't know anything about the testing that was done or how this mitigates the force in terms of numbers and data, but they say it does. This is the JAWS system. The Burn comes with this Adaptifit, this BOA Adaptifit system. They're all systems. And it's really easy to operate. It's just this dial that you turn, and it kind of cinches it down to your head. Feels good. Yeah, that's nice. So it's a styling helmet. We all know tilt is very important, but let's talk about this top bar. This is a pretty narrow section. I don't know how it compares to these. It's probably pretty close, but there's a problem with this one, and I wouldn't have noticed it. I mean, I might had I put it on. This is the first time I've ever actually put on a burn, and I do see the problem. So I know a goalie who plays at, and they wear the burn. And this summer we were talking about it. He was showing me one of the problems, and it's this piece of foam here. So the forehead piece right here, it's nice and thick, a lot of protection, but it sticks down past the visor by more than a quarter inch, almost half an inch. And so what's happening is that it's shrinking the area, the visibility area on that top bar by a chunk. And he's a goalie, and he's like, yeah, it's hard. He said, I almost want to go 2-bar because then I'll see the ball better. But goalies love their tilt just like everyone else. So this is like, I can't even see the visor. Not even here where the padding kind of cuts in. So there's the visor there, but I'm getting close to 2-bar. So anyway, I told him, I suggested, and if it were my kids, I was like, yeah, let's just take a Dremel to it, or a razor blade, and just cut off the corner of the foam to give it more of a beveled edge and open up that sight line a little bit. So that is something I think that Warrior should probably address. This foam shouldn't be sticking down past into the sight line. That's my big complaint about the burn, that bit of foam, but I think it's fixable. Obviously, if you take a Dremel to it or a razor blade and just kind of slice it off at a nice angle, you're going to void your warranty. And you don't want to take off too much, but I think taking off that edge will open up your sight lines, and definitely, I can't say definitely, it won't make it unsafe, but it will void your warranty. And if you're using loaned helmets from a college that you have to give back, they're not going to like that you did that. But as a goalie, you could make your case like, look, you want me to see the ball. The burn has pretty decent sized vents, but these kind of are just for show. I mean, you will get airflow in there, but these are covered up on the center. So not covered up, but not they don't flow all the way through. There's the liner, the pad liner in there. These are open. These 3 on the side, on each side, so you've got 6 there. But they do narrow quite a bit inside. So it looks like a pretty big vent, but inside it goes to about half the size of the opening out here. There are some fake vents, and this could just be weight reduction, these cutouts, but the foam blocks, there's no hole there on these two. There is here on these 2 little dual exhausts in the back. These up here, no airflow there. The foam is blocking it. And like I said, that whole center strip, not a lot of airflow. I don't know if it's a hot helmet. This is the first I've really been exposed to it. But that's it. That's my only complaint with this helmet. I think it's styling. I love that it's got this little off button right here. So if you're coaching youth players and they just press the off button. Or mute. Just mute those kids. That's a nice feature. Warrior, can we make that work? Because a mute button right there would be fantastic. Oh, there's 6 customizable color zones. It said something in the stuff I read that hundreds of color combination. I think there's more than hundreds, but I didn't do the math. Impact distribution is a big part in this helmet. I talked about it with the chin piece, but apparently all through the liner. They call it a Viconic protection, which is a holistic approach to head protection, focused impact zones in the occipital lobe, called Viconic. Viconic absorbs multiple impacts, both linear and twisting. I can't, in my brain, I can't figure out what a twisting impact would be. I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't know. I'm not even going to try. So it spreads the impact across a wide area. That's a good thing. One-piece shell, EPP foam liner, work together to distribute impact. 3 sizes. Okay, that's the Warrior Burn. $250. Good price. Nice helmet. All right, so let's talk about the XRS. This is a nice looking navy blue with red and white. Looks good. I did a video on the XRS when it first, before it first came out, and it's a fantastic helmet. Obviously, this is 2.5 pounds, $300, so it's $50 more than both of these, and it's the lightest of the bunch. Feels light. Ventilation-wise, I mean, these vents are huge, and the foam on the inside doesn't taper to a lesser opening. So if the opening's this big on top, it's that big on the inside, and these are massive. Airflow in this thing is perfect. It's got the dual exhaust back here. You know, you're getting a lot of breathability through this helmet. Styling, yeah, obviously it's the sickest looking helmet. You know, I think both of these are good looking helmets. This, you know, it's undeniable that this is probably the best looking helmet. It does have that flat bar for visibility. The large foam on the forehead doesn't dip below, which, you know, this bums me out. It's the one thing that I really don't like. A lot of pads, a lot of different zones. You know, I can talk about them real briefly here. Reactive foam, like hardened memory foam, eliminates points of pressure on the head, which is great. If you've ever worn a helmet that pushes in just a certain spot, that's miserable. Like 5 minutes into a practice, you're like, oh yeah, I got a headache right there. So that's nice. The hardened memory foam, I don't really know. Yeah, I mean, this feels good right here. Wow. I'll put it on. So this is the size, the one size fits all, and it is way smaller inside than this large burn. It doesn't feel like, and the shell of the burn is bigger. This is the smallest, you know, overall helmet in terms of shell size, but it's pretty cramped in here. Vision is fantastic. Like sight lines, you know, visibility is better in this than it is in the burn. Part of that is because of the foam sticking down. It's got the flat bar, like I said. That's nice for vision. Feels good. A really nicely weighted helmet. Let me just try this one on real quick. I didn't pay attention to how it's weighted. Okay, so it's really comfortable. I do like this burn, but it is a little front heavy. More so than this one, and I know this one they designed to sit on the crown of the head and distribute weight evenly throughout, and you can really feel it. Yeah, it's definitely distributed better, but this isn't bad. It's just a slight, you know, because I noticed this one fits really well or sits really well on the head without any pulling any direction. This one I felt a little forward leaning. Yeah, 9.6 million color combos on the Cascade. That's a lot. The adjustable, I don't remember what they call it back here, and it's still pretty much unchanged. They call it the SPR fit, and it's nice. You know, it really gets you a good fit on the helmet. So my peeve with the XRS, and I've talked about it before, is cosmetic, and it's the tiny space they give you for decals. There's just not a lot of room to work with here. And it's surprising because as a graphic designer, when working with another company's logos, you know, they give you, or working for a company as a freelancer, they give you what's called a style guide. And it's basically just rules about their marketing collateral, about their logos and word marks, logo, you know, everything. And one of the main things is that you cannot change the color. These are the colors that we use. You cannot, oftentimes you can't rotate it, you can't mirror it, you can't cut it, you can't change the shape of it. So every logo you see on this helmet, just unless they shrink it way down, which looks stupid, they're cut. So they cut them here at these angles, at these lines, to fit. Just about every college logo you see on this, they're cut. Now that violates the style guides, because every college has a style guide. They're very protective of their logos, and Cascade forces teams to violate the style guide of their own college. That's obviously not a problem for Cascade. They don't care. And no one's really getting in trouble. It's like, well, this is our equipment. What do you expect us to do? But it's a bummer. As a graphic designer, if I design a logo that goes on the side of a helmet, I want something like this or this with plenty of room so you don't have to cut the logo. Because every part of a logo is important, and if you slice off the top and the bottom, that's a bummer. So that is my main complaint with the Cascade. They keep shrinking the area for decals. This is cool, but team logos, team mascots, team names, you really have to get creative in how you get them to fit. I don't love that. Give us a nice big canvas, Cascade. Get back to like something like look at that. That's massive. The Pro 7. That's giant. I love that. This side too. I mean, it's like so big. Big and flat. Still just an amazing looking helmet. Let's try this on for fun. Oh, the way this helmet fits still. I mean, it wants to go right to the perfect, for me, for my head shape, the perfect tilt. It just sits right there, doesn't move. I don't have to strap up at all, and it's going to stay right there. God. All right, we're not talking about the Pro 7, but we should talk about the Pro 7 because it's the best. Pro 7 gets a lot of love these days. It's always been my favorite, and Washed Up Lax Bros is always talking about the Pro 7. It's funny. It's become a meme, but it is a great helmet. All right. That's the XRS. $300, $50 more than both of these. STX Rival. So the Rival is the heaviest of the group. It weighs 3 pounds, and that almost definitely is because it's a Schutt helmet. Schutt makes football helmets. I don't know anything. This is an absolute guess, but I guess that this is the most protective of the bunch, being that it's a football helmet, and football helmets are different. If you've ever had one on, they're heavy. But you watch football, and I played football for years with hard foam helmets, terrible, terrible helmets, and I saw stars hundreds of times. I probably had, I don't know how many concussions, but there were many. None treated, none diagnosed, but you get rocked in old football helmets. Modern football helmets, people still get concussed, but I mean, these guys slam their heads on the turf often. They're trying to cut back on helmet to helmet, but it still happens all the time, and these guys are fine. Most of them. Some guys have CTE and are a mess, but football helmets are impressive for what players put them through. And like I said, this is a 3-pound helmet, and that's probably because it's the most protective. It kind of makes sense. It's got the Schutt TPU cushioning system, which designed for football helmets. You look in here, I mean, it's pretty impressive. I'll get some B-roll close-up stuff. There's no earpieces in this one. The adjustability comes from pumps. So you've got your pump and you've got your release. So they say this is it's a 70% increase in ventilation over the Stallion. They don't compare it to the ventilation on these two because I think these probably have better ventilation. This is the best. This also has pretty big vents. Not as good as this, but the vents are okay. Some of them are blocked and just blocked by the interior liner and padding. But it's pretty nice and open on the back. Like this is good here because that is open. You can see my fingies. Little dual exhaust. It's a nice vent system, but they're comparing it to the Stallion, which it's kind of long gone at this point. Wow, I have a hard time believing that 70% increase in ventilation because over the Stallion, because look at the size of these. These vent holes are massive, and they go right through all of them. So I'm not sure I totally believe it, but who knows? They probably get these things in a wind tunnel. I didn't mind the Stallion at all. I kind of liked it, and I loved that there was a new helmet because competition breeds innovation. It's what we need. I talk about it all the time. You know, kids who complain about new helmets, like, just stick to whatever, you know, let Cascade do it. Yeah, we get it. We get it. You like Cascade. That's great. But the reason Cascade is making helmets as good as they are is because companies step up and compete with them. The Stallion was a little ill-fated. It's a heavy helmet. This orange padding, you know, when it freezes, apparently gets rock hard. So it's good that the Stallion gave way to the Rival, because the Rival's nice. Really nice. And I think my favorite thing about it is that STX was like, no, Shut STX. They were like, yeah, we're not gonna make a copy of the Cascade, the bike helmet style. You know, Warrior definitely leaned on Cascade for some inspiration. It's not a copy, you know, but there are similarities, quite a few. The Rival is different in that it's a totally different look, but it looks good. So I watched a Duke game yesterday. Duke wears this. In fact, this is the Rival that I have. It's Duke blue. And they look good, man. They look good on the field. Some people are like, oh, they're dorky because they're round. It's just because you've been force-fed this style for so long, which is a good-looking helmet, don't get me wrong. But this also is a very good-looking helmet. All right, so this is a large, X-large. Okay, well, getting it on wasn't that comfortable. But once on, oh, it's pretty tight. Let me see if it might be inflated. Hit the little deflate button. All right, so this one front to back. I have an average size head. This one front to back is a little tight right here. Let's see if I can pump it up. So I pumped it up a little bit. It's tighter. I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable, but I've worn it for 2 minutes. This could give me a headache after a while, but I don't know. I know some people who wear this who love it, who say it's very comfortable. This has a short chin, so beard sticks out quite a bit. I'm at maximum tilt because right now I can't see the camera. So that's probably more tilt than I would play with. Probably play with right there, but my throat is fully exposed. That's interesting to me. And it's almost like a box helmet. Like my chin is real close to this, so it's, you know, round and not. It doesn't come forward like other helmets. It's just right here. Like my chin, honestly, is. It's a finger. I can get a finger between my chin and the shell on the inside. So that's small. That's tight. Sight lines are fantastic. Similar to the XRS, I can see everything. There's no blockage. You know, I'm seeing the visor. It's nice and open here. These bars right here could be back a little bit, but probably that's a strength issue. So I'm leaving it on because I'm curious if this tightness from here to here will give me a headache. I think it's just the foam is actually kind of absorbing, shaping to my head. So it's getting more comfortable the more I wear it. That's a good sign. I kind of like this short chin. Doesn't stick out real far, and it doesn't stick down really far. Maybe not the safest for your throat. Obviously, you know, if you're in cage, you'd have a throat protector, and I think it's pretty unlikely to get a ball to the throat. But you know, you do get checked in the throat a lot, so this might open you up to a little bit of that. But the thing I do like about this short chin is that the new shoulder pad rules, Commotio cordis, you've got the extra padding here, and it kind of sticks out. Now, a larger chin is gonna, you know, you're gonna get caught on that. You're not gonna get your head down as far for ground balls. You're gonna get to about here before it hits the shoulder piece or the chest piece, and so this you can get all the way down. You know, chest piece. You're still getting more than you would with this, I think. Oh, damn, this one feels really tight now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it's right there. I can get 3 fingers between my chin and this, and it's coming down quite a bit below my chin. So yeah, the Commotio cordis pad is going to stop you here, going to snag you there if you're getting low. It's probably not a problem. You'd get used to it. Oh, this one's really, really long, really low. So yeah. Something to think about if that's a thing that you find when you're getting ground balls, or you're maybe facing off and head down. If your chest pad's in the way, a shorter throat might be the answer for you. Having just tried all three on in quick succession, I think the Burn is my favorite in terms of comfort, or at least for the size of my head. This is a little snug. They're all comfortable. They're all different. If you've got an option, all right, if your program isn't dictating what helmet you get, you have to try them on. You have to get to a brick and mortar shop, or make sure if you order one you can do a return. Because I think it's important to feel them on your head. I would have thought automatically, just through exposure and bias, this is the market leader, I would have thought this was the most comfortable. I actually think it's the Burn for me. All right, so let's break it down really quick. Price. These two are $250. They win the price. $300, most expensive. Weight. Cascade's the lightest. Burn, and then Rival. Rival's the heaviest. Comfort, for me personally, I think the Burn is the most comfortable. It feels the best on my head. Cascade XRS is the second most comfortable, and then the Rival's the least comfortable to me and my head shape. Visibility, I'd say it's probably the XRS is in first place, but the Rival is a close second. I didn't notice any real problems with the sight lines in either. The Burn is the worst for visibility. It's just that piece of foam that sticks down is a problem. Ventilation, XRS hands down is going to be the coolest helmet. Probably the Burn in second place, and then lastly the Rival, just because the vents are very small. A lot of them are blocked. This has big vents, but they do narrow as it gets into the inside of the helmet. And that whole center mohawk is blocked with the liner. Style, I love them all. I was thinking, watching lacrosse yesterday, I was thinking that these two were the most styling. Probably XRS is the most styling, and then Burn was a close second. But watching Duke, they look good in these helmets, man. They are nice looking helmets. And I love the round. I love that it's different than these two. Customization, I think it's the Cascade, but these are all very customizable. That's it, guys. If you're in the market for a helmet, follow the links below. Go to Universal. You can read more about each of these. I would really suggest getting your hands on them. If your team is dictating what you get, then don't even worry about it. You're going to get a helmet, and you're going to make it work. If you get to pick your helmet, or if you are in charge of picking helmets for your club or your team, definitely get them on some heads and see what opinions are, because it's a bummer when you join a team and it's not that you just hate the helmet, but it doesn't actually work for you, and then 3-hour practices in an uncomfortable helmet is a problem. If it just doesn't fit your head, if you are playing for a team that doesn't have a mandate that says you have to use this manufacturer, then maybe you can get a different one that fits you better. I don't know what the rules are with that. But I do know I like all three of these helmets. I think they are incredible. Compared to what we used to get, this thing is a death trap. That foam is so hard. Wow. I don't know if this is shrinking or if my head's getting bigger. That doesn't fit right. So yeah, modern helmets, I'm very excited by them. Still, this is the best helmet, in my opinion. Pro 7. This is the best helmet in both of my sons' opinions. They both love the CPXR. Let's try it on. Spider webs in there. That's okay, right? Oh my God. Yeah, CPXR, man. That's comfortable. Let's try the R. Yeah, the R feels just like the CPXR. Very comfortable helmet. Oh, man. All right, guys, so I think that's all I got. Hopefully this helps you a little bit. It was a little convoluted and maybe too much thrown at you, but if you're in the market for a helmet, spending $250 to $300, it's no joke. So maybe you stuck around and watched the whole video because you needed some input. If you have any questions, just put some comments down below. if you ask questions in the comments, hopefully people will read them, and then, someone with experience with the Burn or the XRS or the Rival can say, actually this, I love this about it, or I hate this about it, or whatever it is. The more you talk to other people who have experience with these helmets, I think the better, the easier it will be to make a decision that will benefit you and your brain. Universal, thanks for sending these over. Guys, if you're interested in any of these or more information, follow the links below to go read about them and buy them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video.